skin bonding with my babes. The characters are a master mechanic, devout Christian, high moral values, very judgmental. His wife, Chris, Christian, very judgmental, high morals, high moral values, high standards. The twins, the two twins, 2-year-old each. And I goes home with the master. And just have dinner with the master mechanic. And he said, now look, Frankie, you're going to see something that you've never seen before in your life. But make sure, he looks around. Chris is not around. Don't tell Chris. We keep it between ourselves. I say, you can count on me, master. This tough guy, with a face like a mutt, his hands scarred from holding hot manifolds, in the hands, walking around with them, grabbing live electrical wires with the hands and holding it. This tough guy, I sees him take off his shirt. Then he takes the two babes and jumps in the crib. I said, Master, I've never seen anything like this. Next thing he does, he puts the two babes on his chest. And he's smiling angelically. Looked like a Madonna in there. And he says, this is skin bonding with my babes. And I tell you, my eyes teared up. Crying. I said, Master, I've never seen anything like this in my life. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. You look like a Madonna in there. You could kiss him. He was so beautiful in there with the babes. This tough guy, this rough-looking individual. Scene shifts. Ethel, the daughter. Yankee, Jack, the father. Miserable-looking individual. Hideous piece of work. And Tilly, old school. The mother is in competition with the daughter for the affection of this monster of a man. We see Tilly hiding behind the door and watching, her eyes green with envy, and she's going like this. She's throwing the Pinocchio back to her daughter, and she's watching as Ethel sits on Bunsy's lap, and she's rubbing Bunsy on the inner thigh, and Bunsy's just a hideous sight. Visually horrible to look at. And we hear Ethel say, oh, Bunsy, baby, I love you, Buns. Bunsy, don't be this way. And she's trying to get some affection from the old man, from Yankee. And she says, oh, Yankee, I love you so much. And she's rubbing Yankee's inner thigh. Meanwhile, the mother, sibling rivalry, mother-daughter rivalry. Another scene. Igor, the monster, and Dr. Good. This is a doctor who is the pillar of respect. Everybody wants to be with a good doctor. He's the pillar of virtue, dignity, manners, etiquette. What's unknown is he has Igor the monster in a cell. A twist on the Dr. Jekyll and Hyde theme. And he gets Igor, who's a hideous monster, whose only contact with society, with sexuality, with credibility, with anything is through the good doctor. But the good doctor plays on Igor's fear and codependency and addiction to the presence. And the good doctor controls Igor, gets Igor to do his bidding. Igor, if you will do what I say tonight, I have your favorite pictures, Igor. I want you to do this, this, and this. And for your reward, I give you pictures. The doctor is getting his, what do you want to call it, his Netherland, his underregions, his dark side, if you want to look at it that way, gratified through Igor. Igor does it, he can blame everything on it, and he blames everything on Igor. It's like the pillory. Society puts Igor in the pillory. Igor's in pillory. And everybody around Igor is doing all kinds of licentious acts. And then what do? They're all whipping Igor in pillory. You nasty, nasty, obscene, perverted little man, you. Franky's pie in the face. Franky hits the stage up first and looks at the house. And we can see just by looking at him, he's codependent. He's the epitome of, he's a flaming codependent and addicted to the presence of Emma Airhead. She's the first woman that has very conditionally accepted Franky. And Franky is so grateful. And she loves to taunt Franky. And Franky's talking to the house. He's confiding in the house. He's making the house a confidant. He's imploring the house. He's begging the house to come in his side. It seems like a courtroom. And Franky's pleading his case, but he's pleading his case in abject weakness, emotionally despondent. Then Emma comes up on stage, and Emma complains endlessly about Franky. What a hideous, ugly, repulsive man she's with. The women in the house are all agreeing they're on Emma's side. She's revving them up, and hey, give it to Franky, give it to him, Emma. Then Big Ben comes up on stage. This man 6'2", and he come up strutting. He's God's gift to women. And the boy come up strutting, man. He come up there, boy. Just standing big old chest out. He's looking haughty, and then he's trying to be cool. He puts his hand on the mic, and he's laying cool. And he's ridiculing Franky. And I said to Emma, I said, what are you doing with that little shrimp? I could put that shrimp in my pocket and take him away and throw him out. And going on and denigrating Franky. Then the scene shifts again, and we see Franky, dejected, despondent, standing in front of the house. Emma and Big Ben each have pies in their hands. The house knows this is the judgment. This is the house's turn to jump on Franky and kick Franky when he's down. Stomp on Franky when he's down. And Franky's begging the house. He doesn't want the pie in her face. And the house is enjoying Franky's torment as he's begging, as he's pleading, as he's trying to control the house to show him mercy. He's looking for a consolation. He's looking for anything, an escape, a way out. And the house goes, after they listen to Franky, thumbs down to Franky. Boom! Franky gets a pie in the face from Big Ben. Boom, he gets a pie in the face from Emma Airhead. And they walk off the stage triumphantly. And the crowd's giving a big hand to Big Ben and Emma because they fit the stereotypes visually and all that other bullshit. And they're still laughing at Frankie. And Frankie's standing there just looking at the house. And the house is roaring at Frankie. Then Frankie rolls off the stage. That's stand-up. No cutesy-wootsy. No charm. You just tell it as it is. You tell it pure, natural, and swing with the honesty of it and the realism of it. That's stand-up.